Welcome to the next tutorial in Scratch. Now this tutorial is going to cover two different concepts. It's going to cover how to use an operator and how to make a broadcast. Now this was the code we made in the previous tutorial, and this is the new block of code, part of the new block of code we're going to make for this tutorial. So let's just pull this apart and see how this all works. So as you can see, first off I've gone and got the green flag, and next I've got the forever if block. Now under variables I've got the lives, and I've just clicked on lives here and dragged it in, so I've got two now because I just made this earlier. So we get one of the lives, and we're looking for this green block next, which is under operators. Now an operator can basically make a decision based on a value, so we can say if something's less than something else, do something. It can make an action like add something to something else, but in this case we're going to use a less than sign. So we're going to say forever if something is less than 1, do something else. So it's going to perform an action after it's made a decision. Now the decision we're going to make it to do is forever if lives are less than 1, and the next thing we're going to do is make a broadcast to change this to a game over screen. So if we go into control, we can click on broadcast. Now in your case there won't be anything yet here in game over. You'll just have nothing in the arrow, but if you click on it and click new, you can then write game over and click OK, and you'll get the game over broadcast. I'm going to cancel that because I've already made one, and I'm going to pop that in there. So that's our block of code for Scratch the Cat complete. You can use this on any sprite. I suggest for your main character. It's a good idea. And once you've got this, you're now ready to go on to the second stage of using this. So we've got a broadcast. It's going to send a message called a game over message, and when it's received by another block of code, it will do something. So we're going to now click on stage, and as you can see, I've already put it in here. When I receive game over, you can see the block down here. That will pop up once you've made your game over one. And I've got this one, switch to background 2. You can find that under looks, just there, and pop it underneath there. Now obviously if you've only got one background, you'll have to make a second background before you can get it to switch backgrounds. Once you've got a second background, I've just made a very simple game over screen, but you can download from the internet an image of a game over screen to perhaps get something a little bit more professional. And as I've now got background 1 and background 2, in my script section I can say when flag is clicked, set to background 1, which is our plain white background, and when I receive game over, switch to background 2. As you can see, 1 and 2. So remember, you can make a new background quite easily by either clicking on Paint or Import, and they will make you a new background. Okay, so let's see how this works. Click on the green flag. Now if I move Scratch the Cat over to the bowl of Cheesy Puffs, he's going to lose 1 life per second, poor thing, and when the lives goes to 0, the game over screen appears. Now there's one final thing we need to do. You can see the lives is still showing, Scratch the Cat is still showing, and our yummy bowl of Cheesy Puffs is still showing. That's not ideal. So we're going to fix that now. So what we're going to say is when the green flag is clicked, we're going to click on looks and say show. We're going to do the same with our Cheesy Puffs. When the green flag is clicked, looks and show. There it is. Now we need to say when the game over signal is received, hide. So we go back to control and we click on when I receive game over, looks and hide. We now do the same for Scratch the Cat. So when the green flag is clicked, we've got show, and we've got there broadcast game over. So we can do one of two things. We can either say when I receive game over, hide, or we could have even popped hide in here, because that would basically hide Scratch the Cat once the lives reach less than 1. So we could have done it either way. Let's go this way first. So we click on the green flag to start the game again. We move Scratch over, Let poor little Scratch lose his lives, and bingo. They both hide, as does, and the game over sign comes up. One last thing we didn't do is hide the lives, but what we can do, for example, once the game over signal is received, we can do one final little thing. We can use stop all, which will stop the lives going down, or we could even hide the variable lives once it receives game over, which is the more professional way of doing it. So as you can see, we've now hidden lives once that's shown, and we can also obviously show lives when green flag is clicked, which is important, otherwise it won't come back when we restart the game. So now we've got it, we've got lives, we've got Scratch, and it all hides beautifully, and the game over screen comes up. So have a go at including this in your code, see if you can get this block of code working. So when the lives are less than 1, make a game over. Make, under the stage, a nice game over screen. Remember, you can click on backgrounds here, and then you can just click on paint a background, make a new background, or you can even click on import and import one that you've made earlier. Have a go at this and have fun. See you next time. Bye for now.